Alright, hey guys. Welcome to Ghost Recon Wildlands. So we're going to be doing a walkthrough, or not really a walkthrough, but a playthrough of Ghost mode. Um, so, but we're going to be playing with rules, a lot more rules than the game. So, um, we are not allowed to use our drone. We are only allowed to use binoculars, gadgets. As far as gadgets are concerned from the game, we are only using hand grenades, smoke grenades, and noisemakers. For our clothing, all right, the game sets us up to go in as basically undercover, right? If you listen to the opening scenes of the game, each operator talks about how they got into the country. We're gonna go tan for this. How they got into the country. So we're gonna be wearing civilian attire, vests. Unfortunately, I don't have the vest that, or the not the vest, but the um, specific carrier that I wanted to use, unfortunately. So we just don't have it unlocked, but that's okay, not a big deal. So we're just gonna go with the Mayflower APC, and we're gonna put that in the Lord's flannel, which is gonna be that. Our pants. All right, this is where things are gonna get a little interesting. We're gonna be just wearing blue jeans. Um, We'll go with a neutral color. I don't really like the bright blue. I would like to wear black, but we're just gonna wear regular old blue jeans. Camouflage isn't really a thing in this game, so or it has no effect on us, I should say. Facial wear, we're gonna leave the sunglasses. Face wear, we are going to be wearing a balaclava or shamag is what they call it. I guess not call it, but it's what it actually is. Right, green. We'll go green because it looks cool as shit, dude. We'll wear the nomad hat. I don't ever wear the nomad hat, so that's gonna be our main hat. Let's pick a super sweet headset. And we'll just go contacts. We'll leave them olive. Gloves. We're gonna go Oakley Pilots for this. And we're gonna go green because let's go. All right. Backpack. We're gonna go with that one, and we're gonna put that in the Lord's flannel too. Patches. I don't really have a good set patch, so let's go mountain. Perfect. All right. So civilian attire. Like I mentioned, rules before. We can only use firearms that are native to Bolivia. That's where the game takes place. So that is what guns that we're limited to. So firearms, our rifle, we're going to be using the FN FAL. I'm not sure if the game has a different name for it or not. That's going to be our rifle. Now, we cannot use any other. We're going to be playing on extreme difficulty before I lose my place. We cannot use any other rifles. We can use the FAL, the AKs, and we'll just keep it. We'll just keep it simple. There's after doing a super sweet Wikipedia search, it turns out that Bolivia actually uses a lot of American-made guns, or a lot of American guns. So we're just gonna keep it simple though. So we're just gonna run over here and change our rifle out real quick. So we're gonna be using the FAL. All right. Parts. Do I have anything? No. Iron sights. Let's go with this. Semi-full ammo. We're gonna go 30 round mags because yes, vertical grip. I think no paint presets. We're gonna go super traditional, and we're gonna go fucking baby poop green right here. Operator AF. Okay. So drone is out of play. We're not going to be using our drone at all. Everything has to go through binoculars. Pistol. We're going to keep the stock pistol throughout the whole entire campaign that we play. Okay. The only caveat to this is if I pick up an enemy pistol or whatever the case is, then it can use it. This is also the only gun that we will be allowed to run suppressed. Rifles, any rifle we pick up cannot be suppressed.
Time to earn your pay, people.
Our reticle.
Put on your game faces.
I tell you, I'm not too comfortable working with Pakatari and these rebels. Their kind of ideology.
Our reticle is going to be this reticle. We cannot change this reticle later. All right.
End of the day, this is a revenge mission. We need to focus and get this done quick before we get stuck between local politics and a firestorm of cartel bullets. First objective, track down that Santa Blanca lieutenant so we can find Amaru.
Alright. Now that they're done talking. Alright, so... Oh my god, tutorials. I guess I can turn them off. Alright. Alright, so that covers my rifle or my primary weapon systems. If I opt at any point in time, my weapons have to be sourced in the country. Okay, so I can only pick up dead enemy guns. If I kill an enemy and I decide that I want to take his gun, I can then use it. Caveat to that, I cannot modify it. The exception to this rule is going to be boss weapons. Boss weapons are completely open for play. So if I kill a boss and I want to use his firearm, then obviously I can do that. What else am I missing? Night vision. I cannot use night vision without equipping a helmet with night vision. Right? So, like, for example, I cannot do this. This is no-go, right? So you see how I don't have night vision goggles on my grape right here? Absolutely not, alright? And again, this is ghost mode, so when I die, that's it, game over. I have to restart all the way from the beginning. Alright, any rules that I'm missing that I laid off for myself? I'm going to turn this radio off because I hate the music in this game. Any weapon systems that I pick up inside the campaign or inside of the main mission area cannot be used unless they are native to Bolivia in real world. My enemy markers will be on, and the reason that my enemy markers will still be on is that it's going to take the place of me doing a reconnaissance. All right, so in all actuality, I should these guys would be spending, you know, a couple of hours doing reconnaissance, gathering patterns of life, so on and so forth, and doing their full-on reconnaissance as far as that goes. Okay. What else am I missing? Gadgets, weapon system. What else? I can't think of anything else that I'm overlooking. Oh. Anytime there is a rebel attack, so we're in the country, we're assisting the rebels, so we're basically going to be fighting like the rebels would be fighting, which is why we're using the weapon system that we're using. It's our job to maintain basically plausible deniability, like, no, this was the rebels doing XYZ. I did think about just doing a caliber, so I can use any gun I want as long as it fit the caliber. But I did not choose to do that. Okay, so what I'm saying is, see how it marks him? That's going to take the place of me doing my reconnaissance, alright? So, like I said...
Don't want to spook the target. Switch to suppressors.
Don't put your suppressors on, guys. Live. Live! Alright, so again, rifles, no suppressors whatsoever. On my rifles, and my main reason for that being is that I want to give the impression that it's the rebels attacking the cartel, right? So, for example, if I wanted his gun, I could pick this up. I cannot modify it after I pick it up. The reason why I'm allowed to use a suppressor on my pistol is because
target carrying submachine guns.
I'm getting a position.
is because these guys smuggled themselves into country. These guys smuggled themselves into the country, so realistically they wouldn't be smuggling it, like they wouldn't be able to take civilian transports with, you know, their full rifle and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. These gosh dang things. I push button, there we go. It's also been many years since I've played this game, so bear with me while I'm relearning my controls.
I got a narco over here. There. And the watchtower.
And this is kind of a like a tutorial operation that's going on right now. I won't be using my pistol nearly as much as I am right now. I'll be making different choices as far as everything goes. When I'm collecting intelligence and stuff like that, I will only be using my pistol. Reason being is that when I'm collecting intelligence, obviously I wouldn't be wearing a full vest and backpack and rifle and stuff like that. I'm trying to blend into the civilian population, so we'll just pretend that the plate carrier, backpacks, and stuff like that will go off. If I do get into an engagement, I have to run all the way back to my vehicle to get my loadout. So basically, my job is going to be breaking contact with my pistol, and then breaking contact with my pistol, and then getting back to my primary fighting
Here's the
rifle.
deal, asshole. You answer my questions, or I put a bullet in your gut and leave you to die in your own shit. ¿Lo entiendes?
Chill the fuck out, cabron. What do you want?
Amaru, where can I find him?
You serious? That's what this is about? Sure thing. He's at Atoya Farm. Go on. Then you can see what we do to people who fuck with us. People like you.
Oh, I would have just shot him in the back of the head. Fuck
We need to
that
get
guy.
this done in a hurry. Amaru's an old man. He's not gonna last long under torture.
Alright.
Shit, if they've been working on him for a while, there's a good chance he's already dead. Maybe, maybe not. Amaru's a major player in the rebel movement. The cartel will keep him alive as long as they can to find out what he knows.
We can't afford to take any chances. There's too much riding on this. Let's move.
Alright, so basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be deciding whether or not I need to pick a fight with these guys, right? Like, if I can avoid an engagement, I'm going to. There's no reason for me to be taking every single gunfight if I don't have to.
Cartel
So
isn't gonna
I'm
wait
going to be
around for us to
moving
track down and
in
rescue Amaru.
ways that are maybe a little odd to normal players, I guess. But basically I'm just going over here and I'm going to steal their car real quick. And then great mechanic is that my AI team automatically spawns in my vehicle, which is nice because I hate waiting for them because they spread themselves out so far. Anyway, I think that I covered all the rules that I'm going to be following in this campaign. If I do die, don't worry, I'm not just going to stop. I was thinking about just doing like a one life and just moving on to the next game, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to basically play the game until I get to the point of where I died of my last video, if that does happen, and it probably will, let's be honest. Like, I'm not the best Ghost Recon Wildlands player. There's a lot of mechanics that I don't exploit, and there's a lot of mechanics that aren't available to me right now, or that are not going to be available to me through this playthrough. So can't think of any other rules. If there are rules later on down the line that I remember, I'll mention them as far as that goes. But this is I'm trying to play this how I would, not how I would operate this, but well, kind of how I would operate this, but basically how these guys would, their SOPs would dictate how they're doing that, right? They're here as advisors, quote unquote, right? We did the same thing in Vietnam and stuff like that, where we just sent military advisors in, and and those guys were basically special forces doing super secret squirrel shit. And that's kind of how we're going to be operating this. We want plausible deniability that our forces are even here right now. So we're going to egress in through the water, right? The reason we're making life hard on ourselves right now is, in all actuality, like I don't want to be tracked going to my objective. I don't want my enemy to know how I'm assaulting an objective, right? So my main goal is to egress in as undetected as possible. There's going to be obviously some evidence that we were there, but we're gonna try and keep it as close to realistic as we possibly can.
We got a narco. The field.
You're gonna see me doing a lot of walking in this playthrough too. I generally will park my vehicle in like 200, 300 meters away from an objective, and then I'll crawl in like this. It just kind of sets up my realism in my own brain.
Spotting another tango.
So
Tango number
right now
3,
what we're
target
doing
marked.
is
Keep an eye on your background.
we're
Next
obviously,
5.
let's just get this out of there real quick. Is it gonna let me? No. Alright, whatever. It's alright.
Coming up on a Toyo farm. Remember, a lot of these Sicarios are ex-military.
ID your targets. If Amaru gets killed by a stray round, Operation Kingslayer will be dead in the water before it even starts. Let's go.
Okay. So our reconnaissance right there is we're gathering patterns of life, we're looking at sentries. And that's something that is actually done. Alright, I'm looking at my sentries. I want to know when my sentry goes to take a smoke break. I want to know when sentries rotate out and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I'm leaving this mechanic on. So that way I don't have to sit there and do a bunch of reconnaissance, and it makes it less interesting for you guys to watch. So, and now we broke our line of sight. Here, look at this guy. Dude, he's just standing in the middle of nowhere all by himself. We're gonna cross the road. I can't tell you how many times I've played this and been hit by a goddamn car.
Yo, cartel gunman. By the shed.
Over this way. Sorry. So, and I'm kind of running here. Normally I wouldn't be running, right? There's no reason. I need to be conserving my energy and stuff like that. But we're gonna go to another vantage point here just to make sure that we have all of our bases covered. Normally this would probably be handled by another person, but I'm playing with the AI team, not playing by myself essentially. So if I had another like live player with me, this would be a different story. We would divvy up the work between the two of us. And I hate coming up onto this rock right here. Not because I get spotted or anything like that, but because it's the best vantage point that I can find. But the problem is that I'm silhouetting myself on this rock, right? Like this dude, if he was paying attention, should be able to see me. There's a couple other dudes walking around who should be able to see me as well, but it is a video game after all, and not real life. Can we see this now? Scanning. We did it. Yay! And like I said, right now what we're doing is we're doing our reconnaissance, and we're gathering our get me out, there we go. Alright, basically what we're doing is we're getting our patterns of life. So you're going to see me a lot of times move in a more realistic manner, as if, I would in reality. I'm going to be taking very heavily concealed areas up to my objective, right? This is my objective over here, so I'm going to be taking the most concealed route to my objective.
Eyes on 2 Sicarios. Front of the barn.
And I'm aware that it's a video game and the AI can't see past a certain point because that's just how video games are done. But, like I said, makes me feel better, makes me feel cool. So, in all actuality, right, we're gonna stage this as if it were a rebel attack. So we're not just going to stealth our way through this. I understand that this is basically a stealth game as it comes, but we're not going to be relying solely on our suppressed pistol here, right? We're gonna be making it look like, you know, the rebel leaders or the rebels are tired of the Santa Blanca being in charge, so we're gonna be handling it accordingly. We'll drain this guy right here. Okay. We are eventually gonna end up having to go loud. Like right now.
Fuck, they found a body.
Fuck that up. Alright, now I'm taking space.
Entiendan, carajo. Agarraron a la persona que no debían. Exijo que me saquen ahora mismo de aquí, bestias. Todavía no estamos a salvo.
Alright.
Dios le pagará.
Are you Amaru?
What's left of him anyway?
Come on, we're getting you out of here.
Alright. Basically what we're doing right there is we're just setting ourselves up for success, right?
Check it out.
I
Weapons case.
funneled all of them into the area that I wanted them to attack from, and then I took the space that I wanted to take. So I manipulated this assault to have the best outcome for me, right? And that's basically how we're going to be playing this. We're not going to be so focused on we're not going to be so focused.
Move on.
We're not going to be so focused on that. I know that he was probably a lieutenant or whatever the case may be, and I'm supposed to interrogate him to get intelligence out of him.
I'll catch
But
up with you.
I don't want to be seen. I want to limit how often I'm seen in this scenario. Okay,
Where are you
so
taking me?
Back to your
I'm
friends.
going to be taking engagements. Like that guy was just driving by and he was in a Santa Blanca vehicle, so we eliminated him. I fucking missed my turn. We eliminated him to eliminate basically witnesses. Right, my goal for this right now is to be as unseen as possible. Again, we set up that that ambush on that team right there to mimic a rebel attack. It's basically what's so Santa Blanca at this point should be thinking that, oh fuck, the rebels came and got their leader back, which is why we don't want to leave any witnesses to be like, no, there are Americans here fucking our shit up. So that's what that was the main goal for that operation. I'm also going to be skipping cutscenes. Actually, you know what? No, I'll let the cutscenes play out. As far as this goes, I'll let the major cutscenes play out. So that way you guys can kind of understand where the story's going. And I know that I didn't play the initial cutscene of them getting into country and having their conversation with Bowman. Alright. Reason we didn't stop and attack them is, number one, I'm picking my engagements as wisely as I can. And number two, they didn't spot me, right? So they're under the impression that this is a Santa Blanca vehicle driving past them, right? And we were going too fast for them to actually identify us. Now, if they did identify us, we would obviously get out, stop, and take the engagement. Not a smart engagement to take, but as it stands right now, we're trying not to have the Santa Blanca know that Americans are operating in their hometown, basically. That's our main goal, is to stay as incognito as possible. So if we are spotted, we'll take the engagement, provided that it's a smart engagement. If it's not a smart engagement, then oh well, we'll just get out of Dodge and we'll live to fight another day. And that rule will probably change as the story progresses, because there's a certain point in the story where, you know, the big boss knows that the Americans are there, and then at which point in time we don't have to hide as much, and we don't have to be as secretive as we need to be. But again, this operation is going to be basically all plausible deniability. Right? We want as much plausible deniability as we possibly can insulate ourselves with. Right? Oh, and we also will not be doing DLC. We're going to be just doing the main campaign. Whatever missions that we have access to, we'll try to get done. Like, I don't think we're going to do the Predator mission if we can avoid it.
I got eyes on a weapons case.
All right, cool. Right.
Are you hurt? Santa Blanca is not the most gracious of hosts. These Aucas, these demons, they had questioning me. Let us say, their talk of love was enough to make me vomit. But their methods were not...
Were their names Yuri and Polito?
Si, Yuri Polito.
These are the fucks that tortured Ricky Sandoval while Sueño questioned him. I want them bad.
We only saw run-of-the-mill Sicarios when we freed Amaru.
But I haven't seen Yuri and Polito in at least 3 days, maybe 4. I don't know where they are now.
We need more intel.
We'll search every village and camp until we find something.
Somebody's gotta know something. Gather documents, hack computers, interrogate hostile lieutenants, talk to civvies, whatever it takes.
We'll turn over every rock.
And that is gonna do it, just
Heads
about.
up. Bowman's file on Yuri and Polito's coming
Episode
through. This'll go
1.
nice with my boots.
Alright, so once we get to a
Run
safe
down on
house
Yuri
and
Polito.
we have
Key part of Santa Blanca's
finished our
security
safe
operation.
house over,
Remember to check out Bowman's briefing on the chain of command.
if we have
Guy in charge of
a
security is
Santa
El
Blanca
Muro, the wall, personal bodyguard and childhood friend to El Sueño. El Muro's
vehicle,
little brother is La Plaga.
we are going to dispose of it.
Very active on social media. Head Sicario for the cartel.
The hunt starts now. We want Sueño, we gotta work our way up the hierarchy. First targets are Yuri and Polito. Find the intel, we track them down, we take them out. Frag out. Come en mierda, culeros.
Man down, yo, man down.
Oh no, he died.
I got you, man. Just hold on.
Alright, whatever. I'll let them pick him up. Anyway, so our vehicle might have possibly been tracked. It's a possibility. So again, we are destroying the evidence so that way they can't track our movements. So we will do that every time we end up taking the Santa Blanca vehicle. If we're taking a Santa Blanca vehicle to say, like, if we find one on the side of the road and we take it to an objective or whatever, we'll more than likely end up leaving it. But anytime we're extracting somebody or anything like that, the vehicle will be disposed of as so. Alright guys, that's going to do it for episode 1 and the general rules as far as this goes, and we'll see you in the next video.